The stifled cry finally broke out in the cold Seoul morning air. Park Jimin, a member of global boy group BTS who is currently serving his military service as a member of Fire Direction Center, was seen kneeling in front of the grave of his long-dead grandfather. However, what makes this moment even more heartwarming is what happened before. The unexpected action of his close friend and brother, Jungkook, has now become a hot topic among fans. What exactly happened? This news came as a surprise to fans who had supported both idols during their military service. Jimin and Jungkook, despite being in different branches of the military, Jimin at the Fire Direction Center and Jungkook as a military cook, still show their close relationship. However, this time, the relationship seemed more than just an ordinary friendship. Why would Jungkook do something so personal for Jimin? Many questioned. What prompted Jungkook to create this emotional moment? Behind their fame as BTS members, the two apparently keep a human side that is rarely revealed before the public. The fact that they are currently attached to state duties does not preclude a deep personal connection between them. But, how exactly did this story begin? The sight of Jimin at the funeral was really touching. He was dressed in full military uniform, something rarely seen by the public, with a face that looked more mature and full of emotion. According to sources close to Jimin's family, his grandfather was a very influential figure in his life. The loss of his grandfather a few years ago was a heavy blow that until now imprinted in his heart. However, due to his busy life with BTS, Jimin has not had time to visit his grandfather's grave to pay his last respects. The moment has finally arrived, but not without surprises. Before Jimin went to the funeral, Jungkook had done something unexpected, something that made the moment feel more special and emotional. What exactly did Jungkook do to make Jimin so touched? Jungkook, who now serves as a military cook, had apparently planned something for Jimin. According to reports from a source in the military unit, Jungkook secretly prepared a special dish that reminded Jimin of the favorite food his grandfather used to make during his lifetime. Not only that, Jungkook also took the time to write personal letters containing deep messages about family, memories, and the meaning of loss. In his letter, Jungkook mentioned that he understands how hard it is for Jimin to go through the days without being able to pay his last respects to his grandfather. She wrote, "Nothing can replace that longing, but at least I want you to know that the memories with our loved ones will never be lost. I'm here, always supporting you." The letter and the dish were given to Jimin the night before he left for the funeral. What makes this even more touching is that Jungkook actually has a busy schedule and huge responsibilities in his unit, yet he still takes the time to do this for his best friend. After receiving a surprise from Jungkook, Jimin reportedly cried in silence before finally expressing his gratitude to Jungkook. "I don't know what to say. Jungkook, you are absolutely amazing," Jimin revealed in a private conversation that was leaked to the media. At the funeral, Jimin's tears flowed again. With a trembling voice, he said a prayer for his grandfather, while holding a letter from Jungkook that he had brought with him. Fans, who learned of this story from various social media reports, were deeply moved, to the point that Jimin and Jungkook's names occupied the top spot in Twitter's global trends. The story again reminds the world that behind the glitter of celebrity life, Jimin and Jungkook are ordinary people who also feel loss, longing, and true friendship. Despite being in two different branches of the military and facing great pressure as public figures, the two managed to maintain a warm relationship. Many fans are wondering, what other surprises are likely to come during their conscription period? How will the two continue to support each other in this unusual situation? Meanwhile, the fans also did not stop giving support to Jimin and Jungkook. They praised Jungkook's considerate act and pointed out that true friendship does not need a big stage to be seen. Not only was this incident heartwarming, but it also opened up a discussion about how BTS members live their lives outside of the camera spotlight. Many speculate that moments like this may serve as inspiration for their future work after completing military service. However, the big question on many people's minds is Jungkook planning something bigger for Jimin? Is this surprise just the beginning of a series of actions designed to show how important their friendship is? Time will tell, but one thing is certain, this story has touched millions of hearts. In a world often filled with controversial news and rivalries, heartfelt moments like these remind us that human relationships, especially those based on love and support, are of the utmost value. Is this the most emotional moment of Jimin and Jungkook's relationship we've ever witnessed? Or is it just a sign that something bigger is coming? Let's look forward to the continuation of their story together. However, behind this heartwarming moment, the story of Jimin and Jungkook also caused controversy that heated debate on social media. A number of netizens questioned Jungkook's actions, which were considered violating the limits of military duty in order to make a surprise for Jimin. Some skeptical voices question how a soldier on duty in a military kitchen can get permission to prepare a special dish, especially with a strict schedule and the notorious military regulations discipline. Is it true that Jungkook gets preferential treatment because of his celebrity status? How could an ordinary soldier abandon their duty just to make a special meal? Is Jungkook being treated differently just because he's a BTS member? These comments quickly sparked debate, with some supporting those views and others defending Jungkook's actions. Jungkook's supporters argued that the act was a form of human empathy that had nothing to do with his celebrity status. One fan wrote, "Jungkook just showed care and affection to Jimin. Something we should all appreciate. It's not about breaking the rules, it's about humanity." Asterisk. However, the criticism did not stop there. Some have also begun to question the military's decision to allow Jimin to visit his grandfather's grave in the middle of his service. As an active member of the military, such a permit is considered by some to be a privilege that is difficult for ordinary soldiers to obtain. Questions such as these split the public. Were Jimin and Jungkook really given privileges? Or was this just a form of military support for the mental well-being of its members? Some local media outlets began to dig deeper and speculate whether this emotional moment was deliberately taken advantage of to create a positive image in the midst of their conscription duties. Is it possible that this story is designed to maintain the reputation of both in the eyes of the public? Not a few associate this incident with BTS's famous artist management strategy, which is careful in maintaining the popularity of its members, even during their military service. A South Korean pop culture commentator said, "It's hard to ignore the possibility that this is a strategic move to keep BTS relevant. This story is too perfect to be unplanned." Asterisk. However, sources from the South Korean military firmly denied these allegations. They stated that the permit granted to Jimin had gone through an official procedure, in accordance with the policy that applies to all members of the military. In addition, Jungkook's actions are considered not to violate the rules because he still carries out his main responsibilities as a cook. The controversy grew even more heated when some military veterans joined in. They felt that this moment reflected an inequality in the treatment of celebrities versus ordinary soldiers. One veteran wrote on an online forum, "When I was drafted, I never got permission to attend family events, let alone to go to relatives' funerals. Why do they get special treatment?" Asterisk. This sentiment is compounded by claims that celebrities often get military assignments that are considered lighter than ordinary soldiers. Nevertheless, BTS fans were quick to refute these allegations, asserting that both Jimin and Jungkook live their duties with full responsibility without exception. In the midst of this frenzy, Big Hit Music, the agency that houses BTS, finally issued an official statement. They stated that the moment between Jimin and Jungkook was a personal decision and purely based on a sense of humanity, without any interference or intention to create controversy. However, not everyone is satisfied with this statement. Some feel that the clarification adds to speculation, given that Big Hit is known to be very strategic in managing the public narrative regarding their artists. Some even said that this moment might be used as a first step to build an emotional story that will be used as promotional material after BTS returns to being active as a group. Although many questions arise, one thing that cannot be denied is the great impact of this story. BTS fans around the world continued to show support for Jimin and Jungkook, while skeptics demanded more transparency from the military as well as their management. Is this moment really sincere, or is there another layer that has not yet been revealed? Until now, Jimin and Jungkook's story is still a hot topic that attracts public attention. Not only because of the emotions involved, but also the controversy that comes with it. What do you think? Are Jimin and Jungkook getting special treatment unfairly? Or is this just a human act that should be celebrated? One thing is for sure. This story is not over yet, and the world will continue to watch their every move closely.